Welcome back to Worship at Home. This is week 65. This week we're talking to our daughter Amy, and she is sharing the struggles and joys of raising a child with autism. Hope you enjoy. God bless.
How deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure, that He should give His only Son, to make a wretch His treasure. How great the pain and searing loss,
Rowan, what's your Bible verse?
Psalm 97:8. Zion heard and was glad. Yeah!
Welcome back, everybody. This week we're going to talk to our daughter Amy, and she's going to tell her story about having William in her life.
Well, this is William. William is 4, and we just recently kind of have discovered that William has autism. So he has level 3 autism. And we kind of started noticing back before he turned 1 that he was kind of having some struggles in some areas and just not progressing as he should with other kids. So we kind of have known for a while that he has had not any issues, but we knew that there was just something different. So when we finally got the diagnosis for William, it wasn't so much of a shock, but more of a relief for us to finally know kind of moving forward how to help him. But there's been a lot of struggles along the way, that is for sure. But we're super, super grateful for all the help that people have done for us and done for William. So
You weren't able to get him tested officially for quite a while, right?
yes, wait lists are very long and extreme for Kansas. So we were actually on 2 separate wait lists. One was over a year long, so I kind of reached out to his doctor and tried to see maybe if there was anybody else a little further out that we could try going to, just so we could get things moving, because the longer you wait, the less he's getting therapy wise. So that's when we got on a 6-month wait list with KU Medical, and that actually only turned into about a 4 or 5 month wait before we got the call to bring him in. So,
And that was just 2 weeks ago, right? You finally got him in?
yes, finally got him in. So that's when we received the autism diagnosis, plus he has 2 other diagnoses on top of that. So global developmental delay, which kind of goes hand in hand with kids who are delayed and kids who have autism, and then mixed receptive expressive language disorder, which is because he's nonverbal as well.
You have had a kind of a difficult time having help with daycare, right?
Yes, daycare has definitely been a struggle. Well, it's the first 2 years I didn't even work with just, kind of in the COVID era and just fresh out of having him. I didn't really have anything to do but to go back to serving, which, wasn't the greatest option anyway. So I just ended up staying home, and within that, 2-year period, is when Tyler got deployed. So he was gone for about a year, and in that time frame, just working was not an option, just with daycares, wait lists, and all of that. So I just decided to stay home with him. But when we started to look into specific daycares, we had a lot of issues because William was not matching up with milestones as far as, feeding himself, potty training, all of that. And William definitely showed early on his different quirks and things, as far as his lovely, fun noises that he makes to express himself. As well as William's very hyperactive, so he doesn't like to sit still. He doesn't always like naps. He likes naps at the most peculiar times of day, 5 o'clock or later, which kind of started to become a struggle when we did get him into one specific daycare. They just kind of weren't willing to learn how to better help William, I guess. So we were fortunate that he was in there for the time he was, because it did help me to at least start a career. But it was kind of a letdown when we were told that he could no longer go there. But like I say, God shuts, one door and then he opens something greater. So we finally got him into Rainbows after a very long wait list as well. But that has been probably the best place I've seen. They're so willing, and they love working with kids like William. So we have nothing but love for that school, and we're very grateful that opportunity came when it did. So.
What about your church? How has your church been through all of this?
In the beginning, everybody was very supportive. Even from before he was born with the baby shower, we had, a great turnout with the church. Everyone was, excited for us. And then, after William was born, I think is kind of when, like the newborn stage, he was fine because he was just a baby. Everyone expects, the little, coos and caws from, little babies that don't talk. But I think as the older that he got, we still had, our close-knit, like, church members that know me personally that, were fine with William. Never once did they have an issue, but the older William got, the more his little sounds, noises, and just things that he does, I kind of noticed the eyes starting to look, not judgingly, but just, not understanding.
Right.
So that kind of made me regress a little bit into wanting to come, just because I don't prefer having the eyes on me, so it doesn't make, my personal relationship with God any less, but it was just hard. And that's why when we do come, we do sit in the back to not bother anybody, of course, but it would be nice if people were a little bit more understanding, and maybe that's partially not on everybody, and more so maybe we could, I don't know, just kind of talk about William more at church, with other people, new people. I don't know, I think, and I'm probably not the only one who has a special needs kiddo, maybe not even in our church, but any church in particular, that maybe doesn't always feel welcome. But I think there's something that can be done in the church that makes not only parents but the kids feel welcome too.
Yes, for sure.
So.
What are some blessings that you feel William has brought into your life?
Well, I think William just being born was a blessing in itself. I don't think at the time I knew I needed him. I definitely was young and not ready to be a parent yet, but I think God knew at that time that William would save me, because I think William really did, not only, with my personal relationship with God, I think only having William made it grow stronger, but I think just in general, William did save my life, because I feel like I was definitely lost in life without him. So he has definitely given new meaning to life for me. And now knowing, with his autism, not only can I be an advocate for him now, but it's spreading awareness to others, that have autism, or parents who have kids that have autism, that they're not alone. And so I feel like that's the greatest role and gift that God has given me, was William making me a parent. has really helped me grow in life. So.
Well, he sure is a precious little guy.
Yeah.
I love our time with him. What kind of goals do you have for yourself and for him?
Goals really are just, getting him the help, that he needs and that he deserves. Not only, in the school system, which has not been easy, the school system, but since moving here to Derby, the transition has actually been really great, with IEPs, with getting him in therapies. So I think just moving forward is just continuing to advocate for him and his education and his learning, but also just kind of continuing to spread awareness to others about autism, and just knowing, they were made like this, for a reason. They weren't born because, God hated them or anything like that,
Right.
or that we as parents did something wrong so we're being punished. I think God makes them this way because they're special, and He knows they're special. And that, His story and hopefully can reach other people and inspire them.
So with William and his nonverbal ways to express himself, tell that story of what happened to you at Walmart with that one individual, and William, just being the loving little guy he is, was willing to leave.
Yeah, William's a loving person. He doesn't, know strangers apart from family and friends. But yeah, unfortunately, a scary encounter that we did have, some lady, I was holding William, in my arms, just kind of quickly walking into the store. And she kind of, without me seeing, did try to reach, for William, out of my arms. And William did want to reach back, but luckily I felt him reaching back, and was able to pull him away quickly. So
That's pretty scary.
yeah, the world unfortunately is a scary place, and him not being able to say anything definitely is even more scary. So
Yeah. And your car seatbelt has a warning too for the same thing, right?
yes, yeah. So we have one. Tyler has one, and then of course you guys have one too. So
Yeah. Yeah, these little precious little angels, they need all of us to watch out for them and
yes,
help them, and not discourage them because of their noises.
yeah, definitely.
William does not know how to talk, so that's how he communicates, with his little noises. And they're wonderful noises.
Oh yes, he has plenty of noises to express himself with. So.
I remember taking him to Branson and just watching him in that aquarium.
Oh yeah, being outdoors,
Yes.
seeing nature is, I think, just one of the ways he can connect. So I think in the future God has some great stuff planned for him. So
Yeah, and I can't wait to watch that happen.
yeah,
Yeah, right, William?
yeah.
All right, Amy, well, thank you very much for sharing William with us.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye everyone.